Traffic flow on the Gaul Road was disrupted as a result of a demonstration that was held in Ravathavat, the Morator, this morning. The demonstration was organized by the Morator Youth Buddhist Force Carpenters Committee.
The demonstration commenced this morning adjacent to the Molpe Anandarama Vihara in Moratumulla. Later, the demonstrators engaged in a protest march to the Ravathavat junction on Gaul Road. Protesters staged a demonstration by blocking lanes heading towards Gaul. Minister of Post and Telecommunications Jeevan Kumaratunga also arrived at the location. Demonstrators showed strong objection to the presence of the minister. As a result, the minister had to vacate the scene of the protest and seek refuge at a nearby residence.
It was a display of their ignorance. Problems cannot be solved through this sort of behavior. We must have discussions to solve problems. I came here to fulfill my responsibility. Acting in such an uncivilized manner will only result in harm being caused to them. We don't need to trouble ourselves over the mistakes they make.
The minister also faced taunts as he emerged from the residence. The protesters dispersed after rallying at the Veera Purannappu sports grounds.
In other local news, Sri Lanka Customs today opened a suspicious container that was brought to Colombo from India.
Customs Director Mali Piyasena said the container was brought to the Colombo port from India on the 29th of May. Sri Lanka Customs says that it has been affirmed that the container belonged to the individual known as Mohammed Sham, who was recently murdered. Since customs had not been paid for this container for 2 months, we conducted investigations. An individual came forward to claim his right to this container. The statement that was recorded from him confirms that this container belonged to the businessman who was recently murdered. We are conducting further investigations. What we can see here is that low prices were quoted to us for the goods that are in this container. These are high-priced goods. The Customs Revenue Monitoring Unit will be conducting further investigations.
A complaint against the mayor of the Sri Javadanapura Kotte Municipal Council was lodged with the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption today. The complaint was lodged by the UPFA councillor of the Sri Javadanapura Kotte Municipal Council. The councillors who visited the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption today said that the complaint pertains to irregularities on the part of the mayor.
Elections Commissioner Mahinda Deshapriya says that the accepting of nominations for the upcoming provincial council elections will begin tomorrow.
Juli 25 වෙනි දින පෙරවරු 8:30 සිට
Nominations can be handed over to election officers from 8 a.m. on the 25th of July to 12 midnight on the 1st of August. Nominations must be handed over to persons authorized by me. Independent groups must place a deposit of 2,000 rupees per candidate before 12 noon on the 31st of July during office hours. Independent groups must attach their deposit receipt to their nomination paper.
කාර්යාල වේලාව තුල නාම යෝජනා පත්‍රයට අමුණන්නට අවශ්‍යයි ස්වාධීන කණ්ඩායම් විසින්.
The JVP unveiled its series of proposals in a bid to solve the national issue. The event took place at the Sri Lanka Foundation Institute.
Leader of the JVP, Somohan Samarasinghe, party members and others were present for the launch.
නැවත ඇති වෙලා තියෙන බෙදුම්වාදී ගෝසාවන් ජාතිවාදී ගෝසාවන් ඇති වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
The current echo of separatism and extremism will not happen again. We previously launched a series of important proposals to bring change to the north, create national reconciliation and build national unity among Tamils, Muslims and the Sinhalese. Now a disturbing situation has arisen in the country once again. On one hand, the dates for the Northern Provincial Council elections are being decided. That provincial council system is not the solution to the national issue. What the JVP said 26 years ago is being proved within society today.
අද සමාජය තුල නැවත ඔප්පු වෙමින් තහවුරු වෙමින් තියෙනවා.
මැතිවරණයක් එනවා කියලා අපි දන්නවා. මැතිවරණ එනකොටම ජාතිවාදී අවසන් වෙනවා.
They are aware of forthcoming elections. When elections draw close, they attempt to arouse extremism and racism to separate the votes. They separate their ballots as Sinhalese, Tamil and Muslim ballots. Everything leads to that point. The economy, social, political and cultural problems are never discussed.
The Department of Meteorology has forecasted showers or thunder showers at times in the sea areas off the western and northern coasts. The department added that showers can also be expected in the central, Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces. The Met Department stated that wind speeds may increase to 60 to 70 kilometers per hour in the seas off the coast of Putlam to Trincomalee via Jaffna and from Hambantota to Pothuvel.
News First correspondents toured several areas in Colombo and its suburbs today as well to inspect the damage caused by gale force winds experienced last morning. Houses in parts of Damatigoro which were destroyed by the winds are yet to be cleared. News First cameras captured footage of another disaster-prone location at the Sri Dharmashrama Vihara that was also affected by the strong winds. Furthermore, many houses at the Kirul housing scheme in Kirulapana that were damaged by the winds yesterday have not been cleared as yet. Trees had collapsed onto a house and a shop at St. Andrews Road in Nuarelia at around 9 p.m. yesterday.
Secretary to the President Lalit Veeratunga says that Sri Lanka has failed to realize what it wants out of its education system. Veeratunga made this observation at a conference held in Colombo this morning.
Insights into evaluation.
The 4th International Conference on Evaluation organized by the Sri Lanka Evaluators Association and the Department of Project Management and Supervision commenced in Colombo today under the auspices of the Secretary to the President Lalit Veeratunga.
I dream a lot for Sri Lanka that will finally give its people a way of life that we really want to have. Well, how can we expect to know the answers when we don't know what the questions are? I think what we have failed to realize is what do we really want out of our education systems? What do we really want to churn out? What is the kind of Sri Lankan we should be churning out in our system of education?
News First reporter Sisira Priyanka filed this report on a robbery that took place at a school in Matugama.
Thieves broke into the primary section of the Matugama Iddamalgode Junior School of the Matugama Ananda Shastrale last night. Documents at the school have been destroyed while the computer and the photocopy machine were damaged. The Matugama police are conducting further investigations.
News First, you reporter Sisira Priyanka, Matugama City.
The Mayura Vasanthya 2013 Trade Fair and Carnival commenced this evening at the Narammala Public Grounds. News First is the media sponsor for the event.
The Mayura Vasanthya 2013 Trade Fair and Carnival is organized by the Past Pupils Association of the Mayurapada Central College in Narammala. The carnival will continue until the 28th of this month and will feature some of the leading musical bands in the country.
The Adivel festival and the third procession or chariot procession of the Sammakodu Sri Kadira Veluyadu Swami Kovil in Colombo was held yesterday and today. The chariot procession began from the Sri Manikavayakar Kovil in Bambalapitiya. The procession arrived at Golface Green at midnight and devotees were granted the opportunity to pay homage. The procession reached the Sammakodu Kovil this morning. A large group lined the streets to be part of it.
Up next is Action TV.
If progress reports are not issued this time around to students who sat for the second term examination in schools, it will not be a surprise. This is due to the progress of the policies followed for a long period of time by education officials who have scant consideration to school term tests that are compulsory assessments. By taking over the responsibility of the term tests into its hands, the North Central Province Education Ministry has not only committed a fraud but has also wasted public funds. While school term tests are conducted at zonal level in other provinces, the Colombo Education Zone, which is rich in resources compared to the rest of the zones in the island, had to withdraw the question paper that was to be issued to students yesterday because the contents of the paper had leaked out. Furthermore, 2 question papers that were to be issued to the Piliyandala Education Zone were withdrawn at the last moment because it was deemed to be of a poor standard. English question papers for grade 11, which were distributed among students in the Piliyandala Education Zone, contained 4 corrections. However, one of the 4 corrections made to the question paper were in fact incorrect. The Sinhala question paper that was distributed among Piriven students sitting for the grade 5 mid-term exam clearly shows that the Line Ministry is involved in the race to transform term tests into a joke. This question paper was compiled by the Piriven Education branch of the Ministry of Education. The question that arises from this question paper is whether those responsible in the Piriven Education branch have eyes, let alone a head. Taking into consideration the repeated shortcomings that have occurred for several years in conducting school term tests, shouldn't a mechanism be implemented to assess the education concepts and outlook of authorities before assessing the skills of students? Chairperson of the National Education Commission, this is over to you.
Speaking in Parliament today, Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Sarat Amulugama, spoke on a new program that will be implemented island-wide to collect coins.
ප්‍රථම වරට ප්‍රමුඛතම මාධ්‍ය ආයතනයක් සම්බන්ධ කර ගනිමින් පුළුල් මාධ්‍ය ප්‍රචාරයක් හරහා
A massive promotional campaign conducted jointly with a leading media institution will be held on the 23rd of July 2013 in Jaila under the auspices of the Governor of Central Bank to create awareness among people about a program launched for the first time to collect coins. The campaign will be initiated for 25 days, covering 6 districts in Sri Lanka and reaching 225 villages and towns.
ආවරණය වන පරිදි ගමන් මාර්ග 3ක් ඔස්සේ ගම් නගර 225ක් මූලික කරගෙන සාර්ථක ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීමට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.